Welcome to the Be Forever Cool show. My name is Rex45. I think somebody did a song about technology and the struggles of technology. And I feel like that when I'm learning new equipment, and we learned some new equipment here on Be Forever Cool podcast. So I'm excited about that. But at the same time, that song comes to mind. I'm excited to have this next guest on. I've been following for a little bit on social media. He's a racer. It sounds like he mostly just race and don't ride on the streets, which I'm curious to hear about. So I'm excited to bring him in. But like always, I like to thank the folks that are subscribing, thank the folks that are commenting, and keeping us on our toes. Also, I want to push Woodcraft gear with Woodcraft technology. Definitely go out there, use the Rexy code, save some money, get a free T-shirt if you spend over $100. That's always a good thing. Also, I want to shout out to Mark Tane, Motorsports, Pirelli tires. Mention Be Forever Cool, save to 10%, plus shipping on some Pirelli tires. So on track tires only, no street tires. So if you bought that life, you might as well save a little bit of money and get some tires. I'm pretty sure if you buy in bulk, you probably even save more money and all that fun stuff. And I think that's about it. Well, beforevercool.com. Go to beforevercool.com. We got cool merch. Help support the channel, contribute to the channel. Go to our Patreon page and become a member for $1. You're gonna get some exciting stuff. We got some really cool stuff to talk about down the pipeline. Can't wait. We're gonna be in Laguna Seca this weekend, so definitely check us out there and say what's up. But with no further ado, let's get this thing going. 504 Racer, man. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, not too shabby, man. Thanks for having me.
Listen, man, it's good, man. It's always good to see a fellow rider that race because for me, I started racing later in life, and when I showed up, there was not a lot of people like me, and so it was. I didn't. Know, honest to God, I didn't know it was a thing until my buddy told me about it. So, I'm what they call a late bloomer, but I'm trying to make up for it.
I get that.
So let's talk about the motorcycle life, man. How did you get into it, man? When did you first realize like you wanted to get on two wheels?
I honest to goodness have no rhyme or reason how I got into motorcycles. I literally just woke up one day and was like, I think I want a motorcycle. I
Okay.
had this see, I had this I can't even explain the epiphany to you. I just woke up one day and wanted a motorcycle. So I was still on active duty at the time. So I did the basic riding course that weekend. I bought the bike on that Tuesday or whatever. Long story short, man, I crashed that bike before I made a payment on it. Totaled the bike.
Yeah.
Uh, at the time, the guy I was working with, Jojo, he was with me when I crashed. And he like, hey man, you think you want to go to the track? And I was like, yeah, why not? Let me try it out. Mind you, this dude told me like, you're stupid. Do not ride this bike. We change the tires. He told me everything not to go in the cane with him when I crashed that bike. And
Wow.
then I still
So-
did it, man.
yeah, okay.
So
So let's
that's
talk
kind of
about
how I
like
got on bikes.
what year was this, and what bike did you purchase for your first bike?
I got on bikes in 2010, man. I think it was a '04 R6 was my
Okay.
first bike.
All right.
Yeah,
That's that's a,
'04 R6.
that's a nice bike. And this is our West Coast,
Yeah, I was stationed in San Diego, so this was in San Diego 2010.
2010. Um, and, and like did you have any exposure to it? Did you? I mean, obviously, you had a buddy that was kind
No,
of telling you to.
no. I before getting on a bike, I think I had seen like one bike. A friend of mine had one. That was probably 2007 or something. But like literally, no previous, no real encounters with motorcycles before
Right,
that.
right. Yeah. And did you buy like gear when you first got your bike, or were you just kind of
I
like
went go get the new guy hookup.
Tom
Go
Cruise,
get like
Top
a.
Gun?
I went go get a showy helmet, a belt jacket, some
Okay.
regular
Yeah.
degular gloves, and that was
Yeah.
kind of it, man.
Yeah. Okay. And let me ask, like, what caused the crash?
Man, I going riding way in over my head, didn't know where I was going, and here comes the corner, and it's like, okay, cool, grab the brakes, and the new guy lose the front, and crash. We were out in the canyons out in San Diego, so tuck the front, roll over, and wake up, bike on top of me.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
broken collarbone.
that's wild. And,
Yeah.
and so what was that like from like how quickly was it? So I crashed on the street as well. I got a screw in my hand. I got no spleen now. But I was
Gotcha.
fortunate because I was in the city. So the
Okay.
hospital was a couple of miles down the road. So that's why I
Gotcha.
asked, like, broken collarbone, you're in the canyons, like how close, what was that like to get medic and kind of sort things out for you?
Uh, Ben, it was terrible, man. So they're kind of come back to conscious, got the bike on top of me. So one dude get the bike off of me. At the time, I smoked. So like, man, get one of these squares out of my pocket. So smoke a cigarette. They waved on an ambulance. The ambulance get me to the hospital. I want to say that was from probably about a good 40-minute ride.
Wow, wow, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I was a lot younger then, so it was kind of like, yeah, whatever type thing, you know what I mean? Just in a sling, whatever. But
Right.
yeah, it was about a 40-minute, probably longer. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. It was kind of in and out type thing. So yeah, definitely concussed. So yeah,
Yeah, so you get in an accident right after riding a bike, and you didn't put a for sale on the bike, nothing. You doubled down.
that bike was totaled and literally in the hospital. I don't know what it was, or maybe I was just hungry, but it had like the best strawberries of your life, man. I just remember in the hospital eating strawberries, looking at motorcycles on my bike.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, on my phone. So yeah, I literally crashed out when they went to go get a Jixer 1000.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah.
And like, what was I? 'Cause listen, so I bought my first bike really was a Kawasaki ZX6R, but I only had it for a short
Okay.
period of time, so I don't really talk about that bike much. So, but in, in 2012, when I started riding, I got an 848 Ducati.
Got
Um,
you.
I crashed that, and I bought 1198S. So,
Got you.
so I'm curious,
Okay.
like, what made you decide to go like, all right, I crash and I'm gonna go bigger bike.
The dude, he lived 3 doors down from me. He was on my first ship and he was selling his Jixer 1000.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, well, let's see, you know. So test drove it and I was like, yeah, I'll get this. So it it was bigger, faster, obviously, but it
Right.
wasn't like predetermined, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get a bigger bike since I crashed this one. It was
Right.
just
Kind of like
accessibility
you
for
are
me.
already thinking about a bigger bike before you crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just no, not same here. I was already thinking about a bigger bike too. I was just curious. It's just like if it was just kind of like you crash, get a bigger bike, or you were just already thinking about it. But it was the same thing. I definitely was already thinking about it. And so okay, so you've been riding on the streets, and what was that like in San Diego? How long were you like out there for, and what was the canyon riding like for you?
uh I was doing the canyons a lot actually. Because I crashed. I went to two bikes in 1 year actually. I crashed the R6. I get the 1000, crashed that one, and then in 2011 I have surgery on my knee. Literally, I don't even think it was a month after that. I go get a brand new Gixxer 750, and after I got the Gixxer
I want one of
750,
those
then
still.
huh?
I want one of those still.
I think it's like the perfect bike in all honesty because it's a 600 frame with a medium, more power. So I mean, if you go in straight line, the 1000 to get you, but like everywhere else, it's a 750.
Right, right.
Um, so on that 750, I was in the canyons a lot. Once I got mobility and I could actually bend my knee, I was on that bike all the time. I literally barely could walk and had went go buy the bike. So I had the bike in the garage, building that, and then that was early 2011. So from like 2011, I would say March or April until probably October. No, I think I did my first track day. It had to been like somewhere like beginning of summer,
Okay.
maybe March, like May time frame. That was my first time going to Button
But
Willow.
that same year, like around 2011, 2012.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so was it the same guy that was telling you to go to track? You went with him, or was it other people you went there with?
yeah, man. JoJo, JoJo is kind of a weird relationship, man. Uh, my most of my whole career, it was like definitely with Filipino cats. So like almost everybody I ride with is Filipino.
Right.
and everybody when I was cycling was Filipino. So it's just this crazy diversity of the group that I hang out with. So me and him used to play basketball in the Navy in Pascagoula. We get back to San Diego, and he's the one telling me about bike. When I went out to the canyon, crashed with him, he told me about the track. Go to the track, and me and this dude at the track, like between 2011 and 12, man. I probably went to the track probably no less than like 40 times.
Wow. In that year, or just
In both those years. So
yeah.
probably like 15 and 25 or 25 and 15. Once I got a taste of it, I was like, okay. I didn't have no kids at the time either. So it was like, yeah, I had no real responsibility.
Right. Right.
Me and my lady both was in the Navy. So it was kind of one was on deployment, one was at home. So it was like in between. And
Right.
at
Right.
the latter part of that, she was on deployment most of the time. So I had a bunch of free time, man.
Right. Right. And so was it like just track days, or did you start racing back then too?
No, man, I didn't actually start racing until 2016.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
So and
okay.
and, and so what's track life like in San Diego? I mean, when you're doing that many track days, that's a lot of track days in a year. Up north, New England, man, we get like 8.
Oh no, man. It's always sunny in California, man, especially Southern
Like
California. So
15, like
all
wow.
the time, man. And I didn't even have a truck at the time. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey man, anybody say they're going, I got gas. I'll pay for gas. Like, hey man, let's go. So yeah, anybody that was going, I'm with it. Me and John became best friends almost because he had a truck and he stayed right down the street. So like, hey man, I got gas. Let's go.
Right,
I'll
right,
get gas. I'll pay for food and drinks on the way there, man. Like, let's go.
right. And so like you're going, just no truck. You're going along with someone that you guys are loading up. Like, what's like that first round like for you? Because I mean now it's 14 years for you, 15 years for you, something like that. From
Yeah.
my close math. So like, what was the first years like showing up and seeing all that and just like I still remember my first day. So like, what was that like for you?
I mean, obviously that first one is just terrifying. You know what I mean? Because it just bikes whizzing by you. You know what I mean? It's like in a canyon. You think you're the fast guy. You get
Yeah.
out there and it's like, man, you in C group, and it's like, I think I know how to ride a motorcycle. Because everybody just blowing by you, and it's just new territory because it's like, all right, man, I think I know how to turn, but you get on the track, it's like, I don't know how to turn. I don't think I know what I'm doing here. So probably the first 4 or 5 sessions is just like mind numbing. And then after that, that afternoon is like, okay, cool. I could breathe on a motorcycle.
Right, right, right.
And, after the first couple ones and you the guy in C group, everybody else in the, intermediate and B group. So it's just kind of like you just fighting to get the B group.
Right, right.
And that's kind of where everybody was at in that group. And you had a couple guys that was with us that was riding in A group. But yeah, that first track day is just mind numbing. You know what I mean? It was like everybody blowing by you. You're trying to turn a bike, and it's like, I think I know what I'm doing. And so yeah,
Dude, I was questioning why I was out there.
yeah,
I was just like, what am
I
I?
get that. I get that.
By the end of the day, I was hooked. But like that first session, it was just like, what was it like for you as far as like getting information from people, tips and how to ride better? That suggestion, was that like instantaneous? Did that kind of happen over time?
It was that part was I after I got out there, I'm riding, and you kind of getting different tips, and you kind of have almost the same nucleus as you were riding with in the canyon. You get out there, and it's like, you get kind of tidbits here and there, tidbits here and there. Looking at it backwards, if I was to do it all over again, I would have started with formal training.
Mm.
Um, I started training with Jason Pridmore back in 16 when I started racing. Crazy story how we got started or whatever. But if I was to do it all over again, I would have did the formal training because you kind of riding with guides, and it's kind of cool for track day enthusiasts. But at some point, you want to race.
Right,
It's
right,
a it's a grave difference from you being a track day enthusiast to a racer,
right.
and it's a clear distinction. And you as a track day guy, so it's kind of like, yeah, they think they know all this because they racers. You know what I mean? Once you start racing, it's like, hey man, I do not see this track the same way you see it as a track day enthusiast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of two totally different lifestyles, but you're occupying the track at the same time.
Right.
So yeah, you get those tidbits, and it's just kind of like, lack of better words, they're trying to do their best, man. But it's like the blind lead the blind type thing. You know what I mean? Because you could only get so fast with a track day guy advice, you following a racer and a guy telling you what you're doing out there. You know what I mean?
Right. And yeah, and for me, like my buddy, brought me to the track. I bought his SV 650. You know, I started up in New Hampshire, and I did the Penguin School, and I only raced for up until from 2013 to 2019 before I did my first track day. So going to the track was different. Like going to the track as a track day was different for me because it's, as you know, once you started racing, it's a different mindset.
Yes.
And so forth. And I was just having a conversation over the weekend with one of the guys doing an interview, and it's like if you are doing a track day and your buddies are racing, that's not a race. That's just like, it's different. Like when everybody's on track and we all know we racing, it's a whole different thing. And I follow MotoGP, I follow this stuff, but I heard Valentino Rossi was just like, if you go to the track, you have to have a plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't learn that until probably like 2019, somewhere around there, 2020, whenever he said it and heard it, and it was just like, okay, yeah, it's not just showing up and just doing laps. It's, you're trying to figure something out. You're trying to get better. You're trying to do all these things. So I do think that, I'm not knocking the guys that do the track day stuff, but if you're one of the fast guys on a track day, you should start racing. Because it's like being the big kid on the kiddie court playing basketball in the other sport. You just you need more competition for you to get better as a rider.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so yeah, so okay, let's hear that story, how you got into racing and and riding with Jason Prittmore and stuff like that, because that's wild.
Oh nah, man. So I go on deployment 2015. I come back. Hope my old lady don't see this one. So we're about to purchase another house. For whatever reason, I'm saving money and I'm moving money around. I get back and she said something about the money for closing costs, but she named the account that wasn't the account that I was looking at. So I'm like, wait, we got how much? I was like, okay,
I gotta
put that in your pocket. So we getting ready to buy the house, blah, blah, blah. Just get back off deployment. I literally had everything for a motorcycle except a motorcycle.
Right.
So race fairings, exhaust, you name it, I had it in a box. So we close on the house. I get the house. I go get the bike. I switch everything over. I go to the Canyon one time, and I'm just doing track days after that. And this is beginning of 2016, February 2016, which was crazy because I bought a Kendon trailer that morning and I picked up the bike that night. And I'm just at the track, literally. God, dude, it was terrible.
And by the way, what kind of bike do you have with that?
This was a 2015 R1.
Okay.
So at the time, I'm just like, look, man, I just need a red and white R1. I don't even care how much it costs. Just give me the bike. And at that time, you had to get that recall done for the transmission. So get the bike, and I'm at the track. I was at the track literally almost Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wow. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I was at the track on Wednesdays at some point at that time.
Wow.
So I'm at the track nonstop. The beginning of the year, somewhere in there, homeboy Neil was like, "Hey man, you want to race?" And I'm like, "Why not? Let's do it." So we signed up to go do the NRS, to go do new race school.
Yeah.
Go do new race school, and we raced. That's back when CVMA started in September.
Okay.
Did the race in September, and we do the race. I suck. When I say I suck, I suck. I went off the track literally every race. Kept the bike up, but went off the track.
Yeah.
I think it's Sunday. It was Saturday or Sunday. We were supposed to do a 2-day event at Button Willow with the homeboys that I was riding with, John and JoJo them. So this was back when Jason Pridmore was doing Star School, man. That's how long ago this was. He was doing Star School. So they got a 2-day Star School. It was going to be that same track day weekend that I was going to go up to Button Willow.
Mm.
So when I first see Jason, I'm like, man, you look a lot cooler on TV than you do in person. My man hit me back like, you probably a lot faster. You probably a lot slower, but like in person, you slow as hell. And I'm like, touche. So that's how we meet.
Yeah.
And so he's like, hey man, you trying to get fast or what? And I was like, man, look, I'm trying my best. He's like, no, you're not. So that's how the conversation starts. So he's like, hey man, sign up for this 2-day Star School. I'm like, I'm going to the track in Button Willow. He was like, you're going to go to the track and you're going to come back here. You're going to give your lunch money right back to Neil. It's me and Neil sitting next to each other. So I was like, man, you got a point. So sign up for the 2-day Star School. And good God, I've never been so humbled in my life. I get out there, and this was back when Caroline Olsen was racing Moto America, and she was the coach that I had for the day. And we ride, and I'm like, how do I not know this basic fundamental stuff? You know what I mean? We just don't know what basic fundamentals of moving around on a bike.
Yeah.
And she like, you race? I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, I think I do.
I think so.
Yeah. And I loved it, man, because they were just like brutally honest about everything. I started with Carolyn Olsen that first day, and then I kind of switched out between Benny Solis and Michael Gilbert the next day. And we just riding, bro. And it's just like, I was like, I think I know how to ride a motorcycle. I'm like, I actually race. I got a race license. It's like, nah, champ, you don't know basic stuff about motorcycles.
So talk about
it was
stuff that they were talking about, like
just getting your eyes up, looking at the entry point of the corner, getting out to the exit. Like, where are you tipping this bike in? Why are you tipping the bike in there?
It's already too much information.
Nah, man. So it's like, all right, cool. Why don't you get the downshifting done and the braking done here? That way, once you're on a corner, you're not trying to worry about all of that.
Right.
Get half your ass off the bike. So once you get to the corner, you're not trying to do all of this. So it was just those simple things that, like, I not know this. You know what I mean? And it was like 2016, I don't think I did any less than like probably 25 to 30 track days.
Oh, dude. One year I did 21 day race weekends, and I was only 1 year. I was like 10. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. So I literally went on Chuckawalla website, and any track day that they had, I went to. Like, legitimately any track day they had, I went to. So I did that. I did the basic one with Jason Pridmore. Back in the day, they had Ridiculous Racing. So Neil was like, hey, let's go do their race school. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we did a 2-day race school with them. And it was kind of cool because theirs was mostly like focused. I thought it was focused on entry.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Pridmore is kind of the whole corner, but I kind of excel on exit. So it was kind of like putting those two together. I didn't do my actual first one-on-one with JP, I think, until like January. Wow. We had like ridiculous conflicting schedules at the time because I was still on active duty at the time. So I didn't do the first one with him until January. And then I was just, I don't know, it was just like ridiculously eye-opening because you have somebody that's giving you constant feedback. So it's one thing with me and you riding, hey man, what you think you doing and when you see you on a camera, it's two totally different things. You know what I mean? It's like, you thought you was on the apex. No, you're not. It's way more space over there. Like, oh, no, I was gunning it. Like, this dude stayed in the same gear behind you. Like, you ain't going nowhere, you know? So that was good to see, just to get the instant feedback. Go run, like, maybe sit behind him for, like, 2 laps, and then you go ride behind him for 2 laps. I mean, like, 3-4 laps or whatever. You come back and you see yourself, and it's like, oh, God, I suck. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of how I got started with JP.
Nice. And so, you know, I think every rider at some point, or any person that's athletic or anything else, you know, if you're doing it long enough, at some point, it starts to make sense for you, start to come together. So when did all the information you were getting, how long did that take for you? Because it took me a while.
It wasn't as bad because CVMA has ridiculously stiff competition. Um, Almost everybody, most of all the guys that's riding like super stock class now, or you always have Moto America riders out there that's
Right.
running expert. Amateur class, everybody is just kind of trying to get there. So you'll always get the best of the best because they want to get to an expert class. So amateur class there is ridiculously competitive.
Right. Right.
So you do that is great, but you know it's is a good time, man. You know.
Yeah. No, I agree. When I was in Loudon, I thought Loudon was, the most competitive track. And, after talking to people and traveling, I think, you know, if they are former professional racers at your club, it's a
Yeah.
competitive track because they set the bar.
Yeah. That's the other thing. You know what I mean? Kind of ran over your question, circle back, but I did the one-on-one with JP in January.
Yeah.
The dude was just killing me about this one turn. And he's like, you sightseeing or what? Like you turning, why are you on the brakes? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I get on the right. I did the one-on-one a week before the race. So the next weekend is the race. And I'm going through this corner and I'm like, I tipped the bike in, no brakes. I literally laughed in my helmet. Probably, I want to say like 6 corners. And
Yeah.
I'm dying. When I say dying laughing, I am dying laughing in the corner. Because dude was on my ass. Like, we sightseeing or riding? What are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And it never really clicked for me the day I'm out there training. It's always the next day or the
Yeah.
next time I'm on the bike.
Oh, yeah.
So I get out there on this race and I'm going through, it was actually qualifying. And dude, I am dying. I was like, damn, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you don't have to use the brakes there, man. Just let go to like close the throttle and the bike can tip itself in. But
Yeah, bro.
all before I'm just like trailing in, you know?
Yeah, isn't it weird? And it's like I don't know. For me, I think it was like bad habits. Maybe it's like I would hit the brakes, and the same thing is just like you don't need to. Like why it's like a comfort thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
it's
force
like
that happens. You're so used to doing it, you can't get out of your own way of not doing
oh
it.
yeah, no, it's pretty wild how much we I used to tap the brake in the chicane. Like I don't need to. Like what am I doing? It's like
And why are you doing it? I don't know. I don't know.
My mind is telling me I need to slow down, so I know.
Yes.
But, like you don't need to. So it's very interesting to and I guess I'll ask this, as you're getting faster with all this training and stuff like that, how do you recalibrate your brain, your eyes? I think the eyes is probably the easiest to recalibrate. Your brain is the thing to convince.
Well, that's the truth why I stopped riding in the canyon and riding on the street because I couldn't process it. Over here, it's all canyon, so you're right next to a mountain. It's like I can't see where the exit is at. So how do I enter this corner?
Right.
And like I couldn't process it, and it was just like I'm not sure why I'm here because like everybody else is gunning through corners,
Right.
and I'm like, hey man, I almost have 17 corners for Chuckawalla and Button Willow committed to memory. Everything else is just kind of like, yeah, I can make it. You know what I mean? I got to kind of go see it. So just to wake up every Saturday to go hit this canyon, it's like, yeah, I've rode that thing 1,001 times, but I didn't ride it understanding what I'm looking at now.
Right.
So it was just like, I can't process it anymore. So I started racing in 16. So probably from 16 to today, I've probably only been to the canyon exaggerating 6 times.
Wow.
10 times. We'll go out on the limb and say 10 times since
Wow.
I've been to a canyon. And just riding on a street somewhere. I got this bike in 21. I think I rode on the street maybe let's go out on the limb, say 10 times in the last 5 years.
No,
that's just on the street.
I still like it ride on the street, but I don't really push it. I just cruise on the street. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if I'm riding with some people, I'm in Florida now, so like you, okay. If I don't know the corner, I'm not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I can't commit to it. Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
Definitely.
It's like,
definitely.
If I was younger, it is weird because when I was younger, I was like, dude, I was crazy in cars. And when in cars, I gotta do it all the time. I wouldn't even do nothing. I mean, I don't know if you've been to like the islands or like Italy or places where people drive fast around corners. And you're like, how they
Yeah.
know? Like it's so intuitive. Like, but I find when you're younger, you process things maybe a lot quicker than when you get a little bit older. Because now
Oh, definitely.
I can only go as fast as my eyes can go.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, reaction time is not what it used to be.
yeah, without practice, you know what I mean. Like if I was doing it all, but back then I was doing it all the time. Like I left the house, I was speeding, so, as a kid,
Okay.
kind of thing. So, but I still enjoy riding on the streets, and I've met other folks at the track that they only track ride and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was and I hear you say it, so it was like a really easy transition to just be like, no, I can't ride the way I want. I mean, on the streets, so I'm just gonna just keep it to the track.
Yes and no. I mean, it was just kind of like I can't process it. And then at the time, since I've been back, since I've been on R1s, I didn't have a street bike, and I'm like, I'm not switching this from a race bike back to a street
Right,
bike just to go
right,
ride over there. You know what I mean? And I wasn't like, oh no, I don't need a street bike. It's not that cool to me. You know what I mean? It's like I get it, but I'm like, it's not for me. Where it's just like I have to ride all the time on a motorcycle, or you know what I mean? I got to go ride in a canyon. Over here in Phoenix, most of the time these guys are just riding on the street somewhere. So it's just like it's just not my thing. I don't knock the hustle by any stretch of your imagination, but it's just like it's just not for me.
right,
But it's just like, why don't you ride on the street? I can't process it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what's around the corner. I don't know how to make an apex. So it's like I'm just kind of trying to piece together, playing connect the dots on the track all the time. It's like you can't do that when you can't see the exit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's some tracks where you can't see it, but you have things to let you know where you're at, right?
Definitely.
So even though you may not be
Definitely.
able to see it, you know where you're at, and that's the thing. Because like, I mean, it's a shame that they're closing pit, because that's one of those tracks where there's a lot of corners. You just got to put the bike in that place.
Yeah. I mean, but at that time, I mean, realistically, if you're at the track, you can't see around the corner. You kind of got your visuals where you're gonna get this bike tipped in at,
Yeah,
and it's somebody on some corner that's gonna let you know that something's over there.
right.
That don't happen in the
Yeah,
canyon. It's
yeah,
like as many times you come around a corner, a
yeah,
car's making a U-turn in the wrong
yeah.
spot.
Yep, that's true.
Somebody else crashed in front of you, and like they trying to stop traffic, so it's not bikes coming around 100 miles an hour, and it's like somebody standing in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
So at least you have that aspect of it. You know what I mean? At least if you come around a corner on a track, you know what I mean? Use a low slide, you're low side and the bike goes sliding somewhere. You're not falling off a cliff. You know what I
right.
mean?
No,
And
I've never done cannon riding on a bike.
yeah,
And I mean, I like up in Boston, like or up that way, you can that you can run up to New Hampshire and back road and like Western Mass and stuff like that. But there's no
nice.
cliffs, but it's a lot of back roads. I mean, down here in Florida too, there is like if you go inland, there's farmland and stuff like that. But there's no turns. It's just you can pin the throttle for a bit,
Gotcha.
kind of thing, and like.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to call this, what I'm saying?
Yeah, just letting it ring off a sixth gear.
Yeah, yeah. And you get that at Daytona. So honestly, if you want to do that, there are tracks that allow you to do that off of
Gotcha.
here if you want to. But I do love the racing aspects of it. I think for me on the streets, I just cruise for the most part, and then go to the track and try to challenge myself as much as possible. But
Definitely.
let's talk about Sandy, California, racing in different clubs and being at some point you're an amateur, and then I assume are you an expert now? And what was that transition like? Or is it
I
so
did
crazy that
I did 2 seasons. Start amateur, obviously. My homeboy that I started racing with, Neil, he deployed, I want to say in like March or April. So he wasn't there for like the last 2 or 3 rounds. So I hit him up like, hey man, can I go back amateur so I can race with my man Neil? They was like, yeah. So I'm like, cool. So I came right back for an amateur. Win the first 2 races, crashed the next round, and then it was just like I was just crash bandicoot for 17. Like I just could not stop crashing.
Wow.
18, get back out, have another kid, so that kind of just like slowed everything down.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was just kind of on a bike, off a bike, on a bike, off a bike, somewhere between like I want to say like probably between 17 and 20, man. I probably had did altogether exaggerated maybe 10 races.
Oh man, listen, I'm where that's where I am right now. Last year and this year, I've only done 3 races.
Yeah, and I was just doing like a round or two just to keep my race license, you know.
Yeah.
And what was it? 18, I think it was 18 or 19. They was like, "Yeah, champ, you got enough points. You got to go expert." So I'm like, "All right, cool." I think it's the same everywhere. Was amateurs yellow plate and expert is white plate.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the white plate, go out. I did the first race, sucked, obviously. Second race, I mean, the next day, I don't know what's going on with my back, man, but like the middle of my back is killing me. And I'm just kind of putting along. I'm just like, just finish the race, champ. Like, you ain't got to, don't do nothing crazy where you throw the bike down the road, just finish. So midway through this race, and it was like, man, you gonna man up or what? Like, we here, like, stop crying, just ride the bike. So at this point, I'm trying to put laps together. Okay, cool. I'm starting to get laps together, getting a feel of the bike. And like all of this is going on mid-race. I kind of see the dude that's leading the amateur race. He's like not even, this dude probably within 3 seconds of me. And he's closing. And I'm like, all right, cool. You kind of got to get moving, champ. Like you about to get your back marker to amateurs at this point, you know?
Yeah.
So boom, I'm going into, it's just one corner 16, man. And I'm like, all right, man, if we got to make time, just where we going to make it at. And I'm like, just keep pushing until you get to the white line. It's the entry for the, if you're going counterclockwise. And I'm like, hey, man, you get it out to the white line, just stand the bike up. But I'm like, that's my, like, just get it all the way out there. Just all the way out there. So, man, I get this bike all the way out there. And I'm like, yeah, you ain't going to make it. Get the bike up. I get the bike up. And then I'm turning back into the corner. I'm coming off the bike. And I'm like, damn, how did I just high side? I didn't even grab throttle. The dude I told you was chasing me ran into me.
Oh, snap.
I come off the bike, and in my mind, I'm just like, how did I just high side? I did not get back on throttle. I had like literally just got the bike back up.
Yeah.
I'm processing this, looking at the smoke, bike stop. I'm looking, the dude next door, Tor, he's literally walking to me out of this cloud of smoke. And I was like, where the hell he came from? And then it was like, my bad, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit, it's cool, man. So it was like a weird picture because somebody way at the other end of the wall, they kind of take a picture. It's me and this dude hugging. And it's like, he's like, my bad. So it's like, no worries, man. So we hugging. They take the picture like, look at these clowns over there hugging through a race. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. So after that, bike all jacked up or whatever. I didn't get that bike fixed no time soon after that. So after that, off the bike for a little bit. And then I'm like, hey, man, can I go back amateur? I ain't rolled in quite some time. So they like, yeah, man, whatever. Then after that, it was just kind of like one race here, one race there, one race here, one race there type thing. And the cat that was I was in the Navy with, MJ, he was like, hey, man, I'm going to race. Like, I'm like, okay. So he's like, I'm going to do a full season. He was like, I'm like, really? So I'm like, okay, I'll do the full season with you. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And
what you did?
This was 23.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, 23. So yeah, me and him did a full season in 23, and I do a full season 23, 24. I think I missed like I think I missed 2 rounds. And then last year I missed one round.
And
for whatever reason.
What's the full season? How many rounds?
7.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, 7 rounds, October to April.
And how many tracks do you guys go through for the rounds?
CVMA is just at Chuckawalla.
Okay. Same thing for Loudon. If you're in Nemar, the LRRS or CCS Asra is the same thing. It's they have 6-7 rounds now, but they have the classic, but they have 7 rounds and it's just there. So for the longest time, also I only was at one track. You know what I mean? For the longest while, and until 2019, and I started going up and down the East Coast side of the East Coast,
Gotcha.
getting some more tracks under my belt and stuff like that. So is it only a R1 you've raced? You've not raced like a smaller bike?
I've lived 23. I did a full season with him on an R1. The next year, everybody has this great idea. We're going to go race Super Sport. And I'm like, I have never rode I think I had only rode on a 600 on a track. And I've never rode a 600 on a track. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I had never rode on a 600 on a track.
Yeah.
I had the 750 when I started tracking. My
Yeah.
first track day was on a 750. So I had never been on a track on a 600. So they all got this great idea. We're gonna go race 600s. I'm like, cool story, bro. I want no parts of it. And he's like, nah, man, you go ride my bike, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool, whatever. Cool story. So I go do a track day with him at Willow Springs. I do a track day over there. And I'm like, okay, it's not too crazy of a bike. I'm like, 600 is forgiving. So I was like, I'll give it that. I ain't got to learn much because this bike is forgiving.
Yeah.
I missed the first round. I traveled somewhere, so I wasn't there for the first round. We get there in October, and the bike that he has is not even ready. So I'm like, okay, cool. I hit up my man Sean. He got 2 bikes up. I'm like, hey Sean, this is gonna be a hell of a ask. Let me borrow your bike to go race. So he like, hey man, I need to shake this one bike down. I just got it back from Bryce. I'm like, all right, cool. So I literally asked a guy that morning, hey man, can I use your bike to go race? Wow. He's like, yeah. I go ride the bike and I take it out for that morning practice. Suspension is like ridiculously close to what I'm used to riding on R1. Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's not that far. Me and Sean about the same height, same weight. So suspension feels like I got off the R1 and jumped on another R1 without the displacement.
Right.
I get on that bike and I'm like, okay, cool. This not bad. I can do this. So I do that race and it was fun, man. I think I did only 1 race or 2 races on this bike. The next round I go out there on the R6 that this dude builds. Oh my God, man. This bike does not turn to save its soul. And I'm like, I've never had to use so much brake to get a bike to turn. You know what I mean? So
yeah. It's crazy, right?
I only did 2 rounds on it, man. But it was just weird coming off of corners because I'm like, hey man, like this bike's making a lot of noise, but we ain't going nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
But it was forgiving, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, it's not as crazy coming off the corner. With like, you know, you could feel it start nibbling a little bit where you could feel the wheels spinning and you could use brakes like super crazy into a corner. I was like, this ain't bad. It's forgiving. I'll give it that. Yeah. Not what I'm used to, but it is definitely forgiving.
Yeah. No, it took me a while to get up to speed on the R6. I started on twins and it took me like a whole year. But once you get it going, it is a fun bike. I have to say, I haven't ridden any other the 600s, so I can't even really speak on them. But you know, looking at track bikes, like most of the track bikes are 6s, so there's definitely something there, and they're kind of bulletproof, and they won a lot of championships, so it's kind of crazy. You know, like. So you're San Diego. So when do you get to Arizona? What's it like riding there, and what's the tracks like compared to San Diego and stuff like that, and just the community as a whole?
I went to Podium Club. I don't think I went to Podium Club the first time to, what is that, last year? 25? 24, one or the other. I go over there and I was like, oh man, let me check this thing out. It's not that far. It's like an hour and a half from me. So I'm like, let me check it out. Because they had a racetrack. What was it, Arizona Motorsport, a motor park, one or the other. It's like right by Luke Air Force Base. It's less than 30 minutes to get to the track. Nice track, but they had a weird noise ordinance. So it's just like R1 with SC projects. It's like, what am I going to do on the straightaway? I have to slow it down, whatever. So I went over to Podium Club. I'm like, man, let me sign up for this little training that they have. And I meet the guy, John V there. And we were talking, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you know, what do you want to learn? I'm like, I don't really need to learn much. I just kind of need to see what the track look like. I figure I could just follow somebody, get my first couple laps out the way, and we'll see how it goes, you know? Mm. And he was asking me, like, what times do you run at Chuck? And I tell him the times, and he's like, oh, man. He was like, I think I'm going to be following you. I was like, nah, man, it's all good, man. I'm like, I'm just here to learn, have fun, you know? Yeah. And the track day organizations here, I'll give them that. It's way more family oriented. Like, everybody knows everybody, and everybody is, like, ridiculously cool. It's not from my experiences, everybody was ridiculously cool. I think it's more because I'm a chatterbug too, so I'm like walking, talking to everybody there.
Right,
Because
right.
when they had that Arizona Motor Park there, that was the most coolest, craziest thing I had ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Everybody, almost everybody there will remember you after one encounter and remember your name.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Really. I
That's like Small
remember,
Island, bro.
dude, I went there and I remember I had went there like maybe 3 times or whatever. 2 or 3 times. The third time that was my first time taking my kids to the track. It's this older lady right next to us. And she's like, "Oh, thanks for coming back, Leonard. It's been so long, blah, blah, blah." And I'm looking at him like, I have no idea who this lady is. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I feel bad because she's like, she knows me by name. She knows the bike.
Right.
This lady was telling me my times. I don't even have a lap timer for this track. I'm not even running times. So she's like, "Yeah, every time you come here, you go down probably like a quarter of a second every lap, Are you looking at running this time?" And I'm like, "What? What?" And she, man, when I tell you she's all into it, she's like, "Yeah, because every time you're running this time, blah, 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 rah, rah, rah." And I'm like, okay.
That's wild.
One of the control rider dude comes by and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Leonard? Hey, good to see you again, blah, blah, blah. Are you going to be riding, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, I could run past you like 10 times and I wouldn't know who you are. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I've not gotten that at any track. So that's.
Dude, it was, I mean, they make you feel like a superstar around here because
I've been to.
I'm the only one with like actual race bikes, something that resembles a race bike.
Gotcha.
Not many people at that track. Most of the people that were there, they were riding their bike to the track and riding.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I've talked about this on the show, and because it's like in the UK and I think in Europe, there's a lot of that. People just ride to the track and do a track and ride home. Yeah. And I was asking, does that happen? Because when I go to in New England, the track days I've done up that way, and even down in Florida, most of the bikes look like race bikes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That Arizona is like mostly they just show up and
dude showing up with 2-piece suits on, and dude got a backpack on. Dude take the backpack off, start taping stuff up, go get it teched, and buddy on a track. You know what I mean? And the craziest thing I seen, a dude was midday session, took all the stuff off his bike, went go get food on said bike, came back, ate, and after lunch, my man got back on the track. So it was like, all right, man, cool, whatever, So I show up, race plastics on a bike, race number on a bike. I think I'm like maybe one of less than 20 people with tire warmers.
Right.
So just like type thing, and it's like fresh paint on the bike, fresh stickers on the bike at the time. So just like everybody's in awe or whatever. And I'm like one of maybe 5 people that have like a put together race package type thing. Right. So the bike stands out like crazy. And obviously the R1 with the SE project is ridiculously, obnoxiously loud. So you go down the front straight, everybody knows you, Yeah. So that was at that track. When I went to Podium Club there, I ride with John V, like coolest cat you ever meet, man. So I kind of meet him and you're sitting with the control riders or whatever. So you get to meet all of the guys from the organization, like super cool, super welcoming. It's more family oriented type stuff. And the biggest difference here than in California is not many people that race here. The guys that do race, I don't think they have the level. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about them, but I don't think they have the level of competition as it is at CVMA.
Right.
So when I'm walking around here at a track day, I'm talking to mostly track day guys. So the conversation is obviously different from when I'm at CVMA or at Chuckawalla at a track day, because the vast majority of people there actually race. So I think that they do these guys a disservice with the lap timers.
Right.
Because you got a guy, it's his first track day here, and he's worrying about what time I ran. I want to get faster. It's like, champ, you got to work on fundamentals.
Yeah.
Like, let's get the fundamental stuff out the way first before you start worrying about a time. The time is a byproduct of that. So like everybody has a lap timer and so everybody, as soon as they get off the bike, what time did I run? What time did I run? And it's like, hey man, we got a lot more stuff to work on besides your lap time. But
Yeah.
that's that side of it. So it's vastly different between the two tracks and the two track days between here and there.
Right. Right.
Outside, I mean, but you meet somebody today, man. It's like, hey, you met them 10 minutes ago. They're trying to feed you, and like, hey, man, did you eat yet? Like, not yet. You're like, hey, get over here. Bring your bike over here. Like, you got a generator? Like, somebody got a generator. Somebody got tire warmers. They're gonna
Yeah.
feed you. Hey, man, whatever. And not to say it in San Diego. I mean, at Checkawalla, but at Checkawalla, it's almost like, everybody's racers. They bought what they need. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, hey, you need more stuff. It's a little bit different, but it's way more family oriented here.
Right.
I will give them that, and it ain't even close.
Yeah, I would say it's East Coast is definitely more family oriented. They'll give you parts and go race with you on the East Coast for sure.
Yeah.
And that was shocking for me to just be around and see, growing up in the city and stuff like that. So, but the community as a whole is pretty cool to see. Let me ask this, because you're retired former military guy, right?
Yeah.
And so like, let me try my best to set it up, and you can laugh at me if you like. But like when I first started going to the track and seeing like racers, because I didn't think when I first got to the track, I was racing, but I didn't think I was a racer, right?
Yeah.
It was this. I was looking around and seeing these guys getting ready to go out. They got their gear on. They're waiting for second and third call to go out and stuff like that. There was a certain thing I couldn't put to words for a very long time. It was just there. It was like, I couldn't put it to words, and only over time I realized it was like they're just in the moment. They're so present, and the closest thing I could come to that. I've never been in battle of any sorts, but it feels like it would be something similar, but almost going into war. When I look at movies and the moment before where people are present. You've done both. I don't know if you've gone to war, but you've done you've been in the military and stuff like that. Like, did you kind of get that same sense when you got to the track and seeing racing, like how present the riders are in that moment? I mean, especially for me as a newbie, but like what was that like for you? Like seeing riders before they go out and race and stuff like that.
I wouldn't correlate it with actually prepping for going into theater as far as in the military. I would more correlate this to like a sports player, because this is a sport. I don't correlate the two by much, because this, you're not preparing to like save your life, save somebody else's life.
Right.
This is you preparing for a sport.
But
I think this is more
race. I know you could lose. This is one of the few sports where you could lose your life, and people do.
Yeah, it's hard for me to correlate the two, because I think this is more or less as to like I correlate this closer to basketball.
Okay.
Because you have to prep for that. You have to be mentally ready for that. Everything, like motorcycles, you get exhausted faster mentally than you do physically.
Yeah.
So that I correlate more to basketball, because this is all skill, and the more you hone your skills, because if you're not putting up 1,000 shots a day, what's your shot like on a game day? So it's almost the same thing with racing. If you're not actually ass in seat, like focusing, running clean laps where you could consistently do the same thing over and over and over again, that's more the correlation.
Right.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but I mean, that's anything though, right? The more prep, right? You play how you practice.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Practice make perfect. I mean, it's almost second nature. But yeah, I mean, basketball. I think to me, I didn't play any other sports. I only played basketball and football. So basketball and football, I think, is ridiculously closer to racing, just because of you definitely got to be in shape. If you're not in shape, you're going to feel it.
Right.
You have to be mentally prepared to do it, because it's the same thing over and over and over again. Can you make this shot every time? And it's literally, can you make this apex? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
it's repetition.
The difference of, because what are you going to do when you and that bike run the same line? Where are you going to get around them at? You know what I mean? Playing basketball, he shut off your left. Can you go right? Okay, cool. You can't get to the elbow. Where else are you going to shoot this rock from? So that's the other part with that. You know what I mean? I think it's closer to that. That's just my opinion, but I think it's closer to that.
I appreciate it because like I said, it was hard for me. It's still kind of somewhat hard to put into words, but yeah, it was like I said, it was it's I played basketball as well. Not at not at a high level at all. Although some of my friends may argue that we were playing at the highest level.
Everybody at the highest level at LA Fitness, but LA Fitness and 24-hour Fitness got the craziest runs you ever seen in your life, man.
Right. No doubt. Yeah, man. No, it's pretty wild. And so now, what's life like these days for you, riding and racing, and you're at Motor America at the Ridge, so it sounds like you're also in the community as a whole. You must follow MotoGP and World Superbike and all that. So
yeah,
what's that like for you now?
The homegirl Tiffany was racing out there. She races for she's racing BTR this year. And so go back a little bit. At Checkawalla, we kind of started with like me and Neil started racing. Neil kind of grew out, I guess the right word is grew out of it and started doing other things with life. And then I think that was 21, 22, everybody else. JoJo started racing, John started racing, a whole bunch of other guys started racing. It started with probably like 4 or 5 of us. Now it's like call ourselves part-time racers because it's kind of like, yeah, we just do this part-time type thing. Right. So that kind of lasts from like 5 people to like 14 people. Somewhere in there, Tiffany came along, and she got picked up for Bill Train Race this year. So she was up there. I was originally supposed to go out to see her race in Road Atlanta, but conflicting schedules with the old lady leaving, going to, I was with the kids. So I didn't go that time. It didn't work out with the other one. So I was like, you know what? I think the schedule works for Washington. I'll come up there for that. JP has been trying to get me to a Moto America race probably since 2016.
Wow.
The schedule never matched.
Was that your first one?
That's let that settle for a second. You know what I mean? And I swear to you, man, this dude been trying to get me to a Moto America race since 2016. And this was my first time getting there 10 years later. And the Laguna one, it always landed on my anniversary's on the 16th of July. So it's always somewhere in there. I was like, I can't go there, man. I got to go do this,
Yeah.
So it came up to Washington, hung out with her, and met all the girls over there. That was pretty cool. And finally got to go to the track where JP was at. That was cool. And got to meet all the Moto America people. So that was cool, man. So I was actually there to support Tiffany racing. And then everything else was kind of just extra,
Oh, nice. That's awesome, man. That's what's up. Nah, it's pretty wild. This is, I say that to say this is my first year going to Motor America race as media, but as a whole, I've been fortunate to go to a few MotoGP rounds in the past and stuff like that. But it's before I got there, I just hearing other people's story, you kind of have an idea what was going to happen. But so far we've been to all the rounds this year, and it's pretty cool to see. It's pretty cool to see how many people are into motorcycle racing across the country so far, in the rounds that we've been to, and it's one of those things where and you must have heard some of these older riders in the past talk about what it was like and stuff like that, and and I know a lot of folks across the U.S. have been trying to build up the motorcycle community now, probably from 2015-16. From the time I started, hearing it as someone on the fringes and stuff like that, and to come out and see where it's at. I think it's in a good place, and I'm hoping it's going to continue to get better. But it was pretty cool to see, even in the Ridge, for some place that's not necessarily as close as Road Atlanta. I think I did like Road America where that was at, so I can't complain about that. But it was pretty cool to see. Do you plan to go to more Motor America rounds? Do you plan to race some more for the rest of this year?
My schedule is like ridiculously crazy, man, because April was the first full weekend that I was at home for a full weekend. Other than that, just like at the track or traveling somewhere.
Yeah.
So like trying to get the race schedule in from like a Moto America schedule in for that, it's just like I just don't have the time for it.
Right.
But that was a great experience. Like I did the VIP experience, and it was crazy. I really really enjoyed that because you got to go to the wall and uh, watch the first two laps from the wall. The race start, they kind of put you on the other side of a hot pit,
Mm.
so it was like you right there. Excuse me. Then after the race, Saturday we did the super sport race, so we went to the podium with them. So you get to stand like literally right next to the stage and saw that part. After they got finished taking like the first couple pictures, or whatever, they bring everybody up there to take a picture with everybody that was on the podium.
Right, right.
So that was cool. So that experience was wow to me because I'm like, man, I watched this like 1,001 times. It's
Yeah.
different being here.
Right.
And the ridges was, I thought it was super nice for that infield from the bleachers because you could see almost like 80% of the track from that one spot. I was like, it's not that, it's far and in between. You could see this much track from one
Right,
spot. You know what I mean? Because like you go to like Road Atlanta, you a mile down that way. You know what
right.
I mean? And you only see the one or two corners, you know?
And I think
So
Road America is even longer. It's 4 miles, so it's like you hit,
yeah,
and then you're just waiting for. You're like,
that's your spot. You know what I mean? That's your spot. And you just got to catch the rest of you. Hopefully they got a monitor so you can see the rest
yeah,
of the track.
yeah,
So and to see that I think they call it the waterfall, but it just looked like a corkscrew there.
yeah,
To
yeah,
stand there at that, you could get from that corkscrew to the podium in like
yeah,
less than 4 minutes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was like this ain't bad. So I had a great experience. Just the Motor America people for the VIP part, that was fantastic, and just kind of walking around and just kind of messing with most of the guys that do CVMA in a winter time, like the Corey Alexander. It was like I kept running into Corey, and it's
Yeah,
like, man, I'm like, I see you like probably I see you at least 7 times on a race weekend, and then it's like I see you there for the other practice before a race weekend, and it's
yeah.
like I couldn't stop running into Corey at the Motor America weekend.
And that's why.
So just kind of to see those guys out there, and seeing them do CVMA is one thing. Seeing them racing at Motor America is a totally different type of
Right,
beast. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, yeah, you get to see these dudes at work. You know what I mean?
right.
So it was. I thought it was a well put together event. You know what I mean? For lack of better words, so it was great. So I wouldn't mind doing it again. I really want to get over to an East Coast race. I wouldn't. I wanted to do that Road Atlanta one bad because I'm like
Right.
I like Road Atlanta.
Hey,
So it's like I
if
think
you,
this would be a good time.
yeah, if you can get to Jersey in September, man, Jersey would be nice to see too. Jersey
I
would
hear
be
that one is crazy nice too, man. I think that my schedule may actually work out for that Coda one, so I might actually be able to make it out to Coda.
okay. All right. Well, I'll see you there. That's the plan. Everything goes well. I'll be at all the rounds this year, but that's the plan. So yeah, man.
You making every round.
Yeah. Listen, trying to get in there this year,
That's
and make our presence felt, from the podcast standpoint. But let me ask this, because I mean, now you're in Phoenix area.
yeah.
What's racing like? I know you did doing track days, but like, what's racing like? Or do you have to go to California to go racing?
They have one track day organization that's out here, but I never. When I looked at it, they all almost every one of their races was either on a race weekend at CVMA
Mm-hmm.
or they have a track day at Checkwalla. It's called Race Pace, but
Right.
it's just a track day for like advanced people. It's
Gotcha.
like it's literally an open track day. So like you could literally legitimately go out there, run through 3 tanks of gas, and go home.
Yep. Just stay on the
So
track.
it's one of them type of things.
I love those days, though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's you can get everything you need to get done before 1. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you're not waiting for another session. You know what I mean? It's like, nah,
And,
go run into the light, come on, and come on back in, fill it up, go do it again and come back, and then you're done, you know?
yeah.
So I never done it out here because almost all of theirs either landed on a race-based weekend or race weekend. So
Right.
it's just like I'm fully invested over there, you know. So
Right.
I
And
never really looked into it here.
what's that commute like for you, heading over? I mean, I
It's
think for
not
me.
bad, man. It's less than 3 hours to get
Oh,
there.
okay.
It's less than 3 hours to get there, and you can legit go across Arizona, across the 10, man, doing 85 with a truck with a trailer with a bike on the back, and nobody bothers you, you know.
Yeah.
So you could cruise control across Arizona and get to Cali, and it's a straight shot straight down to 10. So
Okay.
it's just under 3 hours. I
Okay,
think
that's
it's
not
like
bad.
245 or whatever.
Dude, I'll take
Stop,
off.
get gas before you leave
Yeah,
Arizona,
yeah,
and that's that. But yeah, it's just under 3 hours. It's not that. It's
yeah.
not crazy, ridiculously far.
Yeah, no, I'll be doing that all day. I mean, when I was in Boston, I was driving down to Homestead, and that was like 30 hours with a trailer. So,
I beg your finest pardon. Wait, what?
dude, I'm trying to get to the West Coast. So I'm trying to do. I'm hoping to do a track day at Laguna. I don't know. I won't race on the West Coast, but I'd like to do a track day at Laguna. So I gotta. I'm hoping this year ain't gonna happen. Maybe next year I can get into the schedule and bring my bike out, not just
Come get a race, man.
not
Come
just
get a race.
yeah.
Because it's almost. I've never raced anywhere else, so I'm giving you secondhand experiences. But everybody else that comes from somewhere else, they all appreciate CVMA more than everywhere else.
No kidding.
And most people was like, it's way more organized than when they left CVMA to go race somewhere else.
Gotcha.
And everybody that comes from somewhere else, you don't have to deal with the cold front nonsense of being northeast or southeast. I mean, northwest or south, or on the east side or west side and north.
Yeah.
You don't have snow, so you could legit do all 7 rounds. It's not a crazy raining like it is at the Ridge. And my whole time of racing at CVMA, I only remember it raining twice.
Wow.
Twice.
Wow. It doesn't get warm and loud until next round, July round.
Yeah. So it's you have the cooler months, and obviously that November, December, and January. Outside of that, it's normal weather. I mean,
all right, man. Well, we gotta get you on the East Coast. I mean, I got a couple of KTM RC 390s, and I do have an R6 2012 R6. So,
okay.
If you want to come on the East Coast, I got a bike for you to ride.
I'm always down with it, man. Anywhere you could put me on a bike and a track, I'm down with it, man. I'll bring the suit and the helmet and rent a bike from you.
We'll figure that out, man. Listen, man, we'll figure that part out. It's the beautiful thing about the motorcycle community, and I think I wish the whole world was like this. We all help each other out, and it's such a weird thing to be a part. I mean, I'm a part of it now, but when I first saw it, it was just kind of weird. But you give the shirt off your back. You pull over if it's on the street, you see somebody on a bike and they stop, you make sure they're good. It's one of those things. I mean, if I'm in my car and I pulled over and nobody stopping in my car, if I'm on a bike, people are on me. It's such a wild thing to see.
Definitely, man. You always hear it at a race weekend. Hey, such and such need this for this bike, and then it's like, hey, they over at this pit, go get it, So somebody always walking through the pit. You got a clutch for an R6? Yeah, you need the most randomest thing. Yeah, the guy Sean, I know, man. I think this dude has literally every part that you could possibly imagine for R6. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, man, you got a pinion for this? Oh yeah. Check that container. It's like, why do you have that? But yeah.
It's happened to me. I've had to get parts from people for the KTM, for the R6, and then you go line up next to these people. So it's that's the craziest part about it. It's not, we all want to win, but there's other sports. I'm not gonna pick on them, but there are a lot of sports where people will, call things out or in just to, and they know what it is. Where motorcycle is just like, nah, man, here you go. So when I beat you, you can't sit here and say if I had that part.
Exactly. We don't have to keep our cards close to our chests. Like, hey, man, I love that part because I'm like, hey, I'll tell you everything I know. We could get on the same bike and I'll still beat you.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like it's nothing. Yeah,
I
think it's more of the arrogance to it. I helped you fix your bike just so you could come get the smoke.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah,
it's pretty wild to see. So no doubt, man, we could definitely make that happen. East Coast and West Coast for sure. Because
definitely, man, you ever out this way, let me know. I could definitely get you a bike. I mean, I could get you the bike and the gear to show up.
All right, no doubt for sure. I'm gonna take you up on that because I gotta get out there. It's it's one of we'll wrap up the podcast and we can chop it up after. I guess we probably should do that. Let's tell people how they can find you on social. Let's talk about the people you're supporting or the sponsors if you got sponsors for your bike and stuff like that, man.
Oh yeah, so it's just 504Racer, man. On almost everything. It's just literally just 504Racer. For technical support, I got WRS out of Italy, and for tires is CT Racing for Pirellis, and the race group is these crazy wild kids that's over here with Part-Time Racer. And over here, it's what is it? Break Free Track Days. Pretty cool organization over here. So kind of hang out with those guys. Not crazy sponsorship, just tires and parts, really. Outside of that, that's it, and nothing too crazy. I don't have like a crazy social media presence there, man. My footprint is very, very like short there. So it's just 504 Racer on IG, and that's about it. Everywhere else, I kind of keep up with, but don't keep up with, to be honest with you, man. So yeah, I'm there, and most of the time I'm just walking around a track talking to somebody. You know what I mean? Like most of the time if you run into me, you'll run into me at the track, and it's like, oh man, you the 504 dude? Yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? And we could chop it up there. And what is it that you need? You know what I mean? What are you trying to get better at? I might know, I might not know, but I always try to preface it with like, hey, you could try this. If it worked, it worked. If it don't, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. But you got a baseline to base it off of. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, man, that dude said to do this. It was trash, but that worked. Cool. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So yeah.
No doubt. All right. Well, man, listen, I appreciate your time, 504 Racer. My name is Rex45. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. Again, I appreciate you coming on and telling your story. Peace.
Appreciate it, man.